Hello, my panda pals, and welcome back to the channel. I was very pleasantly surprised that the season premiere of 90 Day Fiancé did not happen this past Sunday because I really needed the break. I completely blanked about the Super Bowl because I've never followed the Super Bowl. So all I know about it is it's football, somebody won, somebody lost, and Taylor Swift was there. Anyway, I'm gonna jump into the recap of The Last Resort Season 2, Episode 11, so buckle it up and let's go for a ride. Today we start things off with some individual couples therapy. Sarah pulls Brandon and Julia aside so that they can try to clear the growing tension between them.
Something she felt she needed to get off her chest. Is that selfish, or is it selfish for me to just not want to know?
Brandon says he would have very much preferred to live in blissful ignorance, and he feels like Julia only admitted to the cheating to hurt him. Julia obviously says this is not true. She wanted to put everything out on the table so that the two of them could have a fresh start.
I can't go forward with all bull inside me. I need to leave this bull right here in this therapy, now and forever.
Brandon says he has a very hard time being openly vulnerable and is really struggling at the resort because it is all about opening up in front of other people.
You're the only safe space I have, and trying to want to feel like I want to push you away, it makes all this harder.
Sarah tells us she's actually really relieved to see him crying because Brandon has been so closed off emotionally this entire time. So seeing him crying means that he's starting to open up and becoming more vulnerable to sharing his emotions.
No matter how much love we have, we can't have a relationship if we can't see and take the time to put yourself in the other person's experience.
I 100% agree. I think empathy is integral to a relationship's success. I feel like most of these relationships are crumbling because they lack empathy. Or, well, these relationships I feel like broke down because they lacked respect, but they are unable to rebuild/repair them because of a lack of empathy. Then Sarah asks Brandon if he thinks he can move forward in his marriage knowing what he now knows. And he says he thinks he can, but it's still pretty fresh, so he is gonna need some additional time to heal and process.
It's a fresh wound now, and I just feel like it's going to take time for these feelings to go.
Yeah.
Julia completely understands, but she also explicitly states that she does not want to live in a future where Brandon is going to keep bringing this up and throwing it back at her face.
Forgiveness means that it's not used as leverage in the future.
We are then back with Jasmine and Sophie. Jasmine is urging Sophie to expose Rob in front of everybody.
You deserve much better. You should go and face him and let everybody know who Rob really is.
Sophie tells us that last night in the tent, she peeped Rob texting another woman, and when he noticed her peeping, he immediately locked his phone, put it away, and Sophie's like, well, that's a little weird. Why are you acting so suspicious unless you are doing something you know you're not supposed to be doing?
This morning, my friend Kay sent me a screenshot of Rob having an active dating profile.
So obviously Sophie is feeling some kind of way because Rob is doing the same thing that he himself acknowledged broke them in the first place, and the same thing that he said he deeply regretted doing not even 24 hours ago.
It's just very disrespectful and hurtful to me. He's still just trying to be with any other girl online, and it's just hurtful.
The girls finally join the rest of the gang, and Sophie goes ahead and tells everyone that Rob is still a dirty cheater.
He's on dating apps. He's still messaging other women trying to have sex with them. And he doesn't really give a to be here for me.
Rob interrupts her and says that's not true, and he's like, show me the receipts. And Sophie's like, maybe shut up because I'm not done exposing you.
Show me.
And also,
show me.
Please show me. May I speak?
Because I don't know what you're talking about.
And she goes on to say that she has been holding back on exposing him because she loves him and she doesn't want other people to hate him. But he's been talking so much shit about her behind her back to everybody here that she no longer has any interest in keeping him safe.
I haven't tried for over a year, so...
Yes, I am. And I found out, and now you know it because I'm calling you out, and you didn't think I would.
Rob tells her again to prove that he's been on dating apps and says that her proof better be current. So, Sophie pulls up the screenshot of his dating profile and shares it with the class. And Rob gets uber pissed because he says he has not been using that dating app for at least 2 years.
I haven't even been able to get on that app in 2 years.
We got married 2 years ago.
In 2 years, Sophie has been moved out, and she told me to talk to other women.
So at this point, all hell breaks loose, and Sophie's like, you say you're not a cheater, but then why are you on dating apps from 2 years ago when we were getting married, okay? Like, make it make sense. And Rob is like, you are the one who told me to live my life as if I was a single man. I was on those dating apps because you told me to go on them.
Let's be very clear. I was only on a dating app after Sophie told me to go talk to other women.
My question here is, why are we focusing on a screenshot of his dating profile that he claims is over 2 years old when she apparently has proof of him texting, messaging other women, multiple women, within the past 2 weeks? Didn't Jasmine say she saw all of those messages of him speaking to women like he was a very single man? Why are we not talking about those?
You want to make me the dog, put me in a doghouse, and tell me to
Okay, come on. I don't think shouting is indicative of guilt, okay? I think what is said while you're shouting definitely can be. I'm not saying that means he didn't cheat. I'm just saying you can't really say, oh, he's clearly guilty because look at how mad he is. Josh then asks Sophie why she told Rob that he could act like he's single, and Sophie's like, oh my god, I never said that. And Rob damn near loses his mind.
I never said that.
Wow, bro, I'm done. Actually, hold on. I think I have texted in my phone still.
So Rob goes on to take a bajillion years to scroll back in his phone to search for this one message. And Sophie is like, oh my god, are we really all just gonna wait here for a message that I know doesn't exist?
Where's
We're all gonna wait around for Rob to find something to like, we're just waiting and it's like, come on.
So they're all waiting for him to find this elusive text message, but you definitely do not have to wait another moment before clicking on that subscribe button to this channel. Even if you think you're subscribed, there is a 50% chance that you are not. So, you know, just do your girlie a favor and double check that ish real quick, okay? Thank you. All of the guys huddle around Rob and they're like, bro, let it go. We all know that text does not exist, okay? We have all told our ladies the same lies.
Rob, no, you didn't. No, why did you close my phone? Bro, it matters to me. So don't touch my phone.
Rob says he does not want to give Sophie the satisfaction of getting to be the victim again, and he knows that she is trying to get everyone to leave because she's worried he is gonna find that proof.
Sophie ain't gonna walk away from here looking like Miss Innocent playing me.
Julie and Brandon are trying to deepen their trust with each other, but they can't because they just hear Sophie and Rob screaming louder and louder.
You wanna use that? You wanna put me in the corner?
Something big's going on over there.
Sarah is like, okay, I guess I gotta go herd in some cats, so you two stay here and figure your shit out and come back to join us when you are all fixed. So Sarah leaves and Brandon asks Julia if there are any other bombshells that she'd like to drop on their marriage.
I try to bring everything from inside me. And if I find something what I want to bring, I will bring it.
I will say, these two are definitely not perfect, but they handle their shit so much better than everybody else here. Like, I do genuinely believe that they are here to try and salvage their marriage. Back with the rabble, Rob is still scouring his phone for that message, and now that there's a lull in Sophie's drama, Natalie tries to shine the spotlight back on her.
Josh, come here. You insult me. How can you do it to me?
Natalie.
Stop gaslighting me.
Oh my God, Natalie. Okay, be
Asshole.
by yourself.
So Natalie over here is pissed because this morning she overheard Josh telling everybody else that he slept terribly last night because he does not like to be touched when he's going to bed. And Natalie took those words and interpreted them as Josh telling everybody that he does not want to touch Natalie with a 10-foot-long pole because he thinks she is gross.
I like to not be touched when I sleep. And she is now making this a much bigger issue than it is.
Rob is still searching for that single text message, and Sophie's like, oh my god, this is ludicrous, okay? The man is crazy. And this is how he acts with people around. Can you all imagine what he's like when we're alone? Sarah comes on by and she asks what the hell is going on.
There's a big fight going on.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's a fight, it's Sophie telling the truth.
And someone getting mad about the truth coming out.
After an eternity of searching, Rob has finally found the message that he was looking for. And in this message, Sophie texted him saying, hi, as of March 4th, 2023, me and you are on a break and I give you permission to act single and will not hold this against you. Now, I know that message sounds super awkward and very forced, and it's because Sophie did tell him that he could act like he was single and she wouldn't hold it against him, but Rob did not believe that, so he had her text him this so that he could have it as a receipt in case he needed it. So Rob takes a screenshot of that message, sends it to Josh so that Josh can go deliver the message to Sophie because apparently we are back in high school.
Let it be known, Rob does have the screenshot that says
Of what?
you have permission to be single.
When was that?
March.
Sophie says that proves absolutely nothing because they were broken up for a few months and that dating profile was not from those months that they were broken up. Sarah then jumps in and she's like, okay, everybody just needs to shut the fuck up right now because this is stupid and getting us nowhere.
I would ask that just everybody can just take a step back and let this be between Rob and Sophie.
And she has Rob come over so that he can say his part, promising Sophie that she will stop him if he starts to get disrespectful.
I'm only going to allow this to happen. The volume stays down. Are you ready for that?
If you can talk to me respectfully, yes.
So everybody leaves and Rob and Sophie immediately start to argue. Rob is like, Sophie said I could act like I'm single, but I had no idea there was gonna be a specific timeline for when I had to stop. And Sophie was like, yeah, that shit obviously expired when we got back together, genius. And Rob is like, we did not get back together then. We were still broken up, okay? We banged once and then you proceeded to not come home for another 5 months.
She won't do anything towards this relationship. All she'll do is look at me and say, Rob, you need to fix it.
This back and forth goes on for way too long, and Sarah is over here like, oh my god, I really should have asked for more money to be on the show. Sarah tells them she's gonna stop the conversation here because it is definitely starting to go towards them saying things they do not mean to each other, and she tells them to take some time to cool off and meet her later.
You know, you had a real one.
Sophie hides in the bathroom, calls her mumsy crying, and says she really just wants to go home.
I just want to go, Mama. Deep breaths.
On the other side of camp, we have Natalie screaming and shouting at somebody on the crew for some reason.
I'm not returning to the group. It's gaslighting and body shaming.
Gino is like, this must be one of those random episodes where she just wakes up and chooses violence.
I don't know what the is going on between these two people, that they are exhausting.
Natalie tells us she needs to be touched to feel like she is loved, and Josh telling people that he didn't want to touch her felt like an insult, so she decided to freak out about it.
Josh saying he doesn't want to sleep with me felt like an insult, so I felt like I should just not accept it.
So Natalie finally rejoins the group just so she could yell at Josh. She literally shouts at everybody to gather around them to hear this argument. And she's like, Josh, why did you say that you don't want to touch me? And Josh is like, I never said that.
What are you saying?
I said I don't like to be touched.
No, it's not true.
I said it to everybody.
Josh is like, girly, I literally told everybody here the same thing, okay? They can all corroborate my side of the story, aka what actually happened.
You make me feel body shamed.
I'm not body shaming you. You're beautiful and you have a beautiful body.
Some of the guys drag Natalie away, but she just keeps calling Josh a liar and demanding an apology.
You said things which is not true. How can you do this to me? I want him to apologize. Apologize. Apologize right now.
I'm sorry.
And then Natalie walks away crying and calling him a giant pile of trash. Again, it is so annoying that she has these insane outbursts that make a piece of shit look like a pile of gold.
Sometimes she'll just take the first 2 words, and then it's just like, oh, I'm gonna make up my own conclusion here.
This is why I cannot bring her anywhere.
Florian takes Natalie aside and tries to talk her out of strangling Josh in his sleep tonight.
I don't like people to touch me. His problem. It's not your problem. Not flipping that problem in you, you know?
He tells us everyone is so quick to blame Natalie for everything and calls her crazy, but he honestly feels bad for her and wants to see her happy. So he brings Natalie back to Josh and mediates, making sure Josh gets to explain his side fully and shuts Natalie up every single time she tries to interrupt.
Has nothing to do with you or your body. You're beautiful.
One second. Let hear him.
Josh says Natalie is beautiful and he wasn't trying to body shame her, and he's so super sorry that she took it the wrong way.
Say again, apologize. I want to hear
Apologize.
I apologize.
Yeah.
And Florian forces them to hug it out, and it doesn't go well.
I'm scared.
Stop. Don't do that.
No.
Don't do that.
No.
Trust.
Don't do that.
No.
Sarah has everybody head back to the tents for a little group activity. We're back in the bathrooms with Sophie. She tells her mom that Rob has been talking mad smack about her to everybody and that she came here to really try and fix their marriage, but all he's doing is worrying about making friends with all of the guys.
He's not even trying with our marriage. The minute that his image was blown, I was like his enemy. Like he doesn't give a
Jasmine comes in, tells Claire that everybody knows who Rob really is, and they're all on Sophie's side, and she doesn't really have to worry because she's in great hands. So for the group activity, the girls line up in the front, the boys line up behind their respective partners, and Sarah says she's going to have them shake up their nervous system and release all of their built-up tension by doing a primal, energetic release.
No, I don't want to scream. I've just been listening to people scream all day.
Sarah has everyone go into a low squat stance and has them Kamehameha their energy outward.
I want you to take this from your center and push it out.
Florian is over here and he's like, this is really stupid. We all look like we're in Kung Fu Panda.
Gino, be careful. Too much power.
The whole group does the exercise, and then Sarah tells them that she wants them to do it again, but this time really think about what they want to release. And Ari gets fed up and she walks away.
I'm surrounded by a bunch of people that just stress me out. I mean, I have to just try to block out all these morons.
Girlie, do not even, okay? You are at the same moron camp. Ari comes back and Sarah's like, you good? And Ari is like, no, I'm not good.
I mean, today was very traumatic for me because everything Sophie's going through, I went through all of that.
Ari goes on to say that she is fed up with everyone here rewarding bad behavior and narcissism. And then she randomly calls out Julia and says that she constantly needs male attention.
You guys all, especially Julia, you need constant male attention. And I'm sure you see that she does need that.
Then she says that Julia always calls Rob out on his bullshit, but she has never once called Benny out on his. And Julia is like, what are you even talking about? I barely even talked to Rob.
I'm not go out and see even talk with him.
Earlier today, you were there.
I'm not there.
And Ari is like, you defended him this morning. And Julia is like, are you insane? I wasn't even here for that.
I'm not there. I saw with Brandon right there.
Yeah.
I'm not even there when this happened.
I don't need to be yelled at by you.
Enough.
Okay, well, she doesn't need you to be accusing her of something that she did not do at a time that she was not present. Sarah gets pissed and she tells them all to shut up and stop being kids.
Enough. We came here to release. All we're doing is attacking each other.
I'm not trying to attack. I'm trying to make a point.
No, you were attacking. That was a targeted attack at Julia. There was no reason to say that Julia constantly needs male attention, okay? Like, that served zero purpose and made 0 points.
What's she talking about? Who I need attention? Gino? Florian? Josh? No, thank you.
Julia accurately assesses that Ari is upset with her situation with Benny and is just projecting and taking it out on her.
I don't like conflict. I don't want to hear anyone yell. I don't want to fight with anybody. I need a break from it.
Ari then says the whole day has been so difficult for her and she excuses herself from the rest of the exercise. The exercise continues, everyone releases their energy and then yells a whole bunch, and then they pack up and head back to the resort.
3, 2, 1.
Jasmine and Gino are back in their rooms, and Jasmine confronts him about the hypnotherapy. She says that she could see that he was on the verge of crying when it was his turn to share his memory, and she really does not believe that the memory he ended up sharing with them was the one to elicit such strong emotions.
What was it?
All right, I'll tell you.
What is that memory? We will find out next week, obviously. And that, my Panda Pals, is all I have for you today. Next episode, we find out that Jasmine wants that open marriage because she already has a man lined up that she wants to bang.
Can we call him? Take off your shirt.
We also have Darcy arriving to the resort to hang out with our hall pass, Florian.
They look the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how identical twins work.
Who is more important, Darcy or Stacy?
Stacy's a little bit Debbie Downer sometimes.
Anyway, a huge shout out to all of my channel members and welcome back to the blonde one. Thank you so much for coming back and being a panda benefactor. Also, shout out to Kendall XOX. Thank you so much for your super thanks. I hope you and your 4 littles are having the best day. I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. If you are not subscribed yet, go ahead, click that subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, and let me know down in the comments below what you thought. If you have any interest in supporting this channel by becoming a channel member, the information is going to be down in the description below. I hope to see you for the next one, and as always, thanks for not letting me ride this train wreck alone. Bye!